I'm about to enter the most haunted building in Japan. I'm really freaking out now. Oh, what was that? Packing up for a little adventure. 1, 2, 3. A new pack of batteries and some more batteries. I'm packing to go to one of Japan's, if not Japan's #1 most haunted building. I'm packing for the 3rd time because I attempted to go 2 times before, but I chickened out. I've been procrastinating this trip for over a month. Oh, I made plans to go 3 times and I backed out, chickened out. Why did I chicken out? Because this place scares me to death. Just telling you that I'm going, I swear the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. This building makes the Shining movie look like a kid's movie. So about a month ago, I was out in this town, just taking some pictures, and I saw, well, I didn't find anything interesting for the day. So I was looking around on the horizon, looking for a place to get a good shot, you know, some temple or some old building or something. I looked off in the horizon, and up there back in the hill, I saw this old building. It was getting evening though, and I couldn't tell if I could make it over there in time or not, but I started walking over there, and by the time I got to the entrance area, it was getting too dark. So I decided, well, shoot, maybe I'll come back another day. In the meantime, I thought I'd get a picture of this place. So it was kind of back in the woods, and I couldn't get a really good shot of it. So I thought, what the heck? Am I going to have to go? I looked around for a hill or something, good shot of it, but I couldn't find a shot. So there happened to be a larger building right next to it. I thought, wow, if I get up on that roof, I could get a good shot of this place. It's pretty interesting. So here it is. Okay, a little history on this destination we're going to today. This place was built in 1975. It was a time just before Japan really took off in the 80s. I mean, everybody was still getting their money. It was the 70s, right? They were getting their money, and some Japanese were becoming rich. And they were building stuff all over the place. They were building amusement parks like Nara Dreamland, and some really gorgeous hotels, and some really wild themed restaurants. Well, this place just so happened to be built as the Yui Grand Hotel. Well, not so grand. In the Western world, we think of grand as marbled floors, high vaulted ceilings, red velvet sofas with rich women laying along, and front desk men with their bow ties. This was not that. This was a love hotel. The hotel does well, I guess, for 10 years or so, and then all of a sudden there is a murder in this hotel. A couple gets in a fight, the man stabs the woman, she dies. Murder. Not shortly after that, a man comes into the hotel by himself, gets a room by himself, and sets himself on fire. Suicide by self-immolation. After that, there were rumors of 2 or even 3 more suicides at this hotel. As you can imagine, the hotel's reputation went down quite a bit. And in 1995, the hotel went out of business, closed, and the owner disappeared. Poof! So there was a murder, multiple suicides, and the owner disappears. Strangely enough, less than a half a year later, another savvy businessman decides he wants to open a restaurant in this place. So they changed the name. They changed the big name on the hotel, and they changed it from Yui Grand Hotel, rip all that down, and change it to Katsugyo, which means live fish tank. Live fish tank. So it was a seafood restaurant. You'd walk into the hotel, You'd walk into the restaurant, choose your fish, they would cut it up, make you a great seafood meal, and then you would eat this seafood meal in your Love Hotel room. That's right. They kept the Love Hotel rooms as they were, and you would eat your seafood meal in the Love Hotel room. As you can imagine, this didn't go over too well. Furthermore, the place sits back from the highway. The highway is just over here now. The Love Hotel sits way over along the hill. So this place went out of business in 2 years. But yet another savvy businessman decides, hey, everybody's forgotten about the murder and the suicides and the fish restaurant. Let's open another motel. So he opens another one. He keeps the name though. So now it's the Katsugyo Hotel. Originally the Yui Grand Hotel, and now it's the Katsugyo Hotel. Well, people didn't forget of the murder. People didn't forget of the suicides. And when people took their partner into the room, it smelled of fish. You don't think that's too romantic to get it on. Anyways, this place also fails within 2 years. So from the year 2000, the building is abandoned. So here's the main story that came out of this place. In 2005, 3 high school boys decide, hey, let's go up to the old abandoned Katsugyo Hotel. These boys supposedly were freaking out by the time they reached the entrance to this Katsugyo Hotel. 2 of them were just shaking in their boots and they wanted to go home, but the third one forced them to continue on, and they managed to get into the foyer of the hotel. They didn't get more than 20 steps before they say they heard, "Help me." Okay, this is a typical thing that you might say, a ghost might say, right? Typical thing. But this is what they said they heard. The boys freaked out totally. They bolted out of the hotel. They ran 2 miles back down to the main house of one of the boys. On the way to that house, that boy's mom was coming the opposite direction in her car. She slowed down as the boys were passing by, and she opened her window and she started yelling at her son. "Why the heck aren't you home? I told you to be home before dark. You know it's dangerous out here, blah, blah, blah." Oh, konnichiwa. She looked behind the boys and for some reason said konnichiwa to somebody back there. And then she turned to her son again and says, "I want you to take this nice young girl home, escort her first home to her house, and then I want you to get your butt home. I need to go to the supermarket and get some more stuff for dinner. I want you," and she took off. The thing is, there was no young girl with these boys. All 3 of them turned around and there was no young girl with these boys. Only the mom had seen this supposedly young girl. So there's one thing I didn't tell you in the history about this place, was that in 2004, there was a horrific murder at this hotel. Some poor high school girl was picked up by 5 ruffians. Originally they planned only to rough her up and do other things, you know. Anyways, it seems that she recognized one of the boys, and the boy freaked out and he said, "Now she can rat us out. She can rat us out. We have to kill her." And they got in this frenzy, and poor girl. They wrapped a cord around her neck, murdered her, and stuffed her into a refrigerator in one of these Love Hotel rooms. So this is the girl. People say those boys heard her voice and the mom saw when she was coming home when they were coming home from running away from the hotel. I don't know, you can believe it or not. So I'm gonna head on over to that hotel. I'm no ghost hunter. That was never my plan. I saw this place. I thought it would be interesting. Then I read the history, and I'm just kind of fascinated with it. I hope I don't see a ghost. I hope those poor spirits have made their peace and they're out of that joint. They shouldn't be there. It's just an old rundown building. water coming down here. Oh my God. Holy. What is this place? Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, arigato. Okay, I'm sweating like crazy. I'm scared, big time. I'm not gonna stay much longer. There's that. Okay, second room to the back. This is it. Big as that. Oh, Jesus. I'm really freaking out now. Oh, shit.